Guys, Bitcoin is hovering over the support right here, and we do get some warning signals over the momentum indicators. Does that mean that we are going to see Bitcoin going to see lower levels, that Bitcoin is going to dump, or can we still recover and see a nice bounce from here? Guys, that is the topic of today's video, and I will try and prepare you guys for both either one of these scenarios. So first of all, I want to work from the longer term time frame into the shorter term time frame to have a look what we are seeing. And first of all, I want to start with the daily time frame, basically. Actually, no, I want to start on the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame, guys, is looking very, very interesting, and this is in my opinion very valuable information. That is the pattern that we are seeing over on the relative strength index. We kind of have a falling wedge formation on the relative strength index right here on a weekly time frame. Let me make it smaller so you can see it better. What we can see is we have a declining trend right here, and we are getting into a more narrowing pattern, which basically is a falling wedge formation. But so far we are still trading in its falling wedge, and I do think personally, if we can break out of this falling wedge formation over the next coming weeks, or maybe in the next coming months, we can definitely see the start of a major rally in the Bitcoin price. That could definitely be a very big change in Bitcoin, because when we have a look at previous times, guys, when we formed similar formations, for example right here, we also had kind of a falling wedge formation. We broke that falling wedge and Bitcoin made a couple 100% increase rally. I'm not saying we are going to see something like that, a couple of 100%, but I do want to say it is a significant rally. It is a rally that goes into the history box as one of a Bitcoin rally, similar like we have seen, for example, in 2018, 2019 right here. Also, when we go back right here, we can also see that we had a falling wedge formation. This was in the year of 2013, 14, and 15. It's quite a long period, right? This falling wedge formation also started around the year of 2020. Right now we are also already 2 years further down the line. So these are quite macro patterns that we are looking at. But we can also see the moment we broke that declining resistance, that was the moment that actually the sentiment or the trend shifted from being into a downtrend going into a uptrend. So this is actually a very good signal. I'm watching this closely. If you want to be updated once this signal is launching, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, because I will be talking about this once this is confirmed. But this is so far very interesting, but it also says that we haven't broken out yet. So it's still possible that we're getting a rejection from the resistance, making another low and breakout later. That is still possible. So that is also important to note right here. This is what we are seeing on the weekly time frame. For me, it's actually quite clear. We remain in a downtrend until we break this structure. Then on the weekly time frame, we have a nice, we can enter a nice rally. And of course, we got a very important moving average. Let me get rid of the drawings. We can zoom in. That is the 21 weekly EMA, and that one is right now at 29,500. That might be a very significant level when Bitcoin is continuing this bounce that we are seeing right now. As you can see, this level has been acting as resistance and support in the past. This is a very important level for a lot of traders, mostly determining whether Bitcoin is in a bull and a bear market. When we're below it, we are in a bear market. When we're above it, we're in a bull market. So guys, that is the basic theory with the 21 weekly EMA. Some people look at the 20 weekly moving average, but it's around the same levels. Let's go to the daily time frame, and not to the 2 day, but to the 1 day. Let me get rid of this beautiful falling wedge in the relative strength index. Let me also get rid of that EMA right here. What we can see right here, guys, on the daily time frame is that we do have a kind of a warning signal, because the relative strength index, also Orion's belt, also the MACD, they retraced further than the price. So we can see we had a high right here in the relative strength index, and other momentum indicators, we come down. Then the relative strength index comes up higher than the previous high, but we cannot see that in the price. The price is still below. So that is Generally speaking, I would say there's a warning signal. Sometimes it can be confusing because the relative strength index or the momentum indicators can front run what we are seeing in the price. So we can see the momentum building up and then eventually it will be expressed in the price. However, that is in my opinion mostly shortly lived. So that means that once we are seeing the momentum picking up in the relative strength index, which we are seeing right now, we want to see that shortly expressed in the price and not wait too long until we are seeing that in the price. That is based on my experience, what I've seen in historical Bitcoin price action, normally the case. So this is the first warning signal that I'm seeing on a daily time frame. Then when we go to the 4-hour time frame, we have actually a similar warning. We formed we broke the resistance. We formed a higher high than that one. What we can see in the relative strength index, we kind of double topped, but the high is slightly lower than that one. So that's a bearish divergence. We also got a bearish divergence on Orion's belt. If we zoom in the short-term time frame, we also can see in the 1-hour time frame that in this specific topping formation, or both of these tops, let me show you guys, we also have a divergence. Let me show you, yeah, so we can see that right here. High, lower high. So basically what this is saying is that the momentum right here, the bullish momentum, is a little bit running out of steam, and we gotta wait a while until that bullish momentum can come back. At least that is what it tells me. But it can also mean that if we lose support with these divergences, that losing the support can come along with quite a drop in the price. That support right now is here at approximately 23,500. That level I've been pointing out quite often recently, and so far this level is being held perfectly, actually, as you can see. But the price is still moving sideways. Momentum indicators are coming down, so it's basically a time to be a little bit cautious, because if we lose the support decisively, then we could be seeing lower levels, which basically means that if we were to go back to the daily time frame, that we might not get that decisive break back into this falling wedge formation, but that basically we have a breakdown of this falling wedge formation, we come up and we test that former support as resistance, and we cannot maintain to break back in. Both scenarios, guys, are completely the opposite. So that is something important to note. If we cannot manage to stay in this pattern and see a nice bounce in the coming days ahead, that is something to be cautious of, because if this turns out to be a retest of the former support right here and we're getting a rejection, then most likely we are going to see Bitcoin going to lower levels, maybe even going to the lows right here, maybe even surpassing those lows short term. The month September is coming, and I do think that September is often a very turbulent month in Bitcoin. It's often March or September where we are seeing the worst crashes happening. So this is something I just take into consideration. I'm not saying, September 100% we are going to see something like this. No, I definitely don't want to say that. I just want to take it in consideration with the price action that we are seeing right now. Because the most important thing, guys, remains the price structure. And when the price structure tells us something that is more important than any other signal out there. Then, guys, I want to go over a couple of metrics with you. If we have a look at Will Portal, we can see that the excessive amount of buying pressure is not so high at the moment. It's also not that low. It's just at levels of neutral. If we go down, we get positive funding rates across USDT contracts and Bitcoin. Open interest goes up, which makes sense when the price of Bitcoin goes up. Majority is long. The funding rates are positive. That all seems to be quite healthy. Exchange balance is it's not crazy things we are seeing, slightly increasing, and the take a buy sell ratio right now, shorter term time frame, is going down. If we have a look at the 4-hour, we can also see that we are at least below the green line, which means that there's no excessive amount of buying pressure. Another thing I want to go with you guys is the Bitcoin futures chart, because what we are often seeing, not saying always, but what we are often seeing is that the Bitcoin regular chart opens around the levels when the Bitcoin future chart closed. So right now we closed at slightly below $24,000. Makes sense if we can see Bitcoin opening around Monday or maybe even later today, depending on the time and where you are, around these levels. Normally we are seeing that if we go back here to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that divergence slightly better. We make a lower low, lower high in the relative strength index, higher high in the price. Again, it just tells us that the momentum, that the bullish momentum is running out of steam, running out of power. It doesn't mean necessarily that we are going to see Bitcoin to come down, but it's just a warning signal that we are seeing, and therefore we gotta watch the support very good. If Bitcoin loses that support decisively, we definitely can see a further drop, and we have to be cautious of the fact that in hindsight that could mean that we get a retest of the former support of that bigger falling wedge formation. Let me show you guys again. And eventually seeing lower levels. So right now, I think there's no clear evidence stating one of the two facts. I think there's no clear evidence of Bitcoin making for sure a continuational move to the upside, or Bitcoin making for sure a continuational move to the downside. Right now, I'm going to stay neutral, but I'm going to watch the price, and I'm going to check very closely whether we are going to see that buying pressure boiling up again and Bitcoin can push higher, whether we can continue to trade in this pattern, or whether we are seeing Bitcoin losing important support levels, especially 23.5k, and maybe eventually result in lower levels. Guys, that was it for today's analysis. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, smash up that like button. So much appreciated. I wish you all a great day, and I see all of you in the next video.